Hello everyone, good day for you all here. I am Ellia Kristiningrum. I am from National Standardization Agency of Indonesia (BSN). Here I want to share with you about my manuscript titled Indicators of Smart City using SNI ISO 37122-2019. This is for introduction. What is smart city? Smart city has undergone considerable development. The smart city concept, which appeared in the 1990 following by the Kyoto Protocol. Some international organizations already define the definition of the smart city. Like ITU defines the smart city as an innovative city that uses information and communication technologies or ICTs and other means to improve quality of life, efficiency of urban operation and services, the competitiveness while ensuring that it meets the needs of present and future generation with respect to economic, social, and also environmental aspects. And IC also had defined the definition of smart city as the integration of technology with a strategic approach to sustainability, cost reduction, citizen well-being, and also economic development. And this is the keywords for smart city. Are improve quality of life, provision of infrastructure, city service, innovative, integrated, and sustainable solution to anticipate the rapid growth of urban problems, effective and efficient, and also it's relating to the manage or implementation of management. Smart city have been recognized to bring benefit at revolutioning people's life, not only limited to effort to improve economic efficiency, reduce cost, and also reduce environmental output, but smart cities themselves are still in their infancy. What support can be provided by standardization in developing and implementing smart cities? This paper will describe the support of standardization to facilitate urban leaders in setting targets, assessing performance, monitoring, carrying out management, and making decisions in the policy. The study used a descriptive method using secondary data of standard document relating to the smart city. The first step is identifying the sustainability programs, which are followed by identifying international standardization support for each program. And for the smart city itself, this study will highlights the standardization support for the sustainable city and community programs. So that the next step is identifying the international standard and also national standard related to this program, and also tracing the indicators in SNI ISO 37122-2019. ISO standard for smart city and SDGs. There are three pillars are specified issue in sustainable development, and ISO or International Standardization Organization already provides support in three pillars in sustainable development. The first support in the first pillars is called the social pillar, standard support for the sustainability of economic through the facilitation of international trade. I mean, in the economic pillar. The support from the improving the quality of national infrastructure and supporting the sustainability of business practices. ISO standard cover all economic activities ranging from efficient farming methods to anti-bribery management. And the second pillar is about the social pillars. Standard support the sustainability by ensuring the countries making improvement related to the health of their people. The ISO standard cover all aspects of health, starting from the health system and product related to social inclusion and accessibility. And the last pillar it's about the environmental pillar. Standard encourage environmental sustainability by helping business and countries manage their environmental impact. ISO standard cover all aspects such as the application of environmental management system, measurement, and also the reduction of the greenhouse gas emission and energy consumption. This is the following is the technical committees at ISO working on developing standard for the SDGs in 3 pillars. There are many technical committees that are developing standard related to 3 pillars. And for the Smart City, the technical committee that develops ISO standard for this matter is TC Sustainable Cities and Communities. One of the standard produced is ISO 37120-2018, which has been identically adopted by Indonesia in 2019, namely SNI ISO 37120-2019. The focus of the standard is city services, performance, and quality indicators, and quality life. The standard established in 2012 and last revision was done in July 2018 by adding 28 indicators and removing 24 old indicators, as well as slight modification of 10 indicators. From the report from the ISO, there are 42 cities has been certified with this standard using the 2014 version of this standard. And when they want to be certified, they need to consider revised indicators if they wish to remain certified using this the last version of the standard. Future development of indicators supporting cities smart city is listed in ISO 37122, which has also been identically adopted by Indonesia as SNI ISO 37122 in 2019. In the standard set indicators used to determine the assessment of the performance result of smart city. The scope of this standard is to determine and define the meanings and limitation, also the methods for a group of smart city indicators and parameters. Together with the SNI ISO 37120, the standard provides a set various indicators to calculate progress toward smart city. The indicators specified in the SNI ISO 37122-2019 are 20 sectors and 81 indicators. Cities who wish to implement this document to assess the smart performance of their city must report each indicator by the requirements stated in the document. From the 20 sectors, the transportation and energy sectors have a greater number of indicators than the other sectors. So for this sector, more resources will be needed in the implementation. And in ISO 37120, as a third indicator is the process of being compiled. The principle of sustainability is the guide in the development of this standard. This is about the Indonesia Maturity Smart City approach. The level of maturity smart city in Indonesia is measured using assessment requirement with the national reference, the other national reference for assessment the maturity of smart city in Indonesia. The first is using the SNI ISO 37122 requirement itself, and also using the law number 23/2014 about the concerning regional government, and adaptation of CMMI maturity. It's related to the capability maturity model integration, and the government regulation number 2/2018 concerning the minimum service standard, and the last document is minimum services standard regarding technical standards. For the service priority sector, we find there are 7 clauses have been identified in SNI ISO 37122, which are basic mandatory services, and other clauses are additional services. Smart city assessment approach is done by conducting a preliminary assessment or using standard and regulation guiding, which will then be carried out field assessment. This is conclusion in this paper. The first conclusion is there are 20 sectors and 81 indicators based on SNI standard, and we find the transportation and energy sector have a greater number of indicators than the other sectors. That this is indicates that in the both sectors more resources will be needed in its implementation. And we find that 7 clauses have been identified in SNI ISO 37122, which are basic mandatory services, and the other clauses are additional services. The Smart City Development Program is also supported by various kinds of regulation from the government, so that the assessment scheme approach is needed to see the level of maturity of the smart city being evaluated in Indonesia. And for the further research need to be planned and conducted to find out how to implement the identified indicators. And with these many indicators, it is also important to determine which steps are the priority for realizing smart city development in Indonesia. That's all about my presentation. Thank you very much.